All right, guys, it's Monday and it's snowing outside, but it's dropping in here, so stay tuned. Welcome back, Gainers, to another incredible, exciting, fantastic episode of ComicGains! And if you're new to the show, I'm Adam.
I'm Zach, and this is Princess Royal Hands, looking very lovely today, very green, doing that princess wave, so bow down in respect, of course. Stay positive and stay beautiful. Wait, I don't know, that doesn't make sense. Whatever, let's go.
Going with it. Matching the tree today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Princess. All right, guys, so like I said, we're back on this beautiful Monday with you guys, and we got a brand new drop list for you. A lot of good books dropping.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of cool stuff that happened in December of 2021, and now we get to report on it in December of 2022. It's kind of how things go around here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We like to look through all those hot lists and trending lists and lists that people are coming up with of books to speculate on, and we wait a year and we tell you how things go on those books that everyone was telling you to get, and it's kind of fun. It's exciting. We a lot of times pick up some books that go on the drop, and sometimes we don't pick up any books that go on the drop. And Zach kind of lets you know
sometimes
on
you sell a book before it drops.
Exactly. There's one of these ones. Zach made a very, very smart decision, and you'll get to hear it first. You know what other smart decisions Zach's made lately?
I found out about butterbeer. It's a Flying Cauldron butterscotch beer, non-alcoholic, guys, and that's what's most important.
No.
150 calories? That's not bad. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
It's empty
6
calories.
servings. Just kidding.
Empty calories. Okay, so this says it's a twist top. Let's see if it's twist.
Did you keep it in the fridge?
Yeah.
Okay.
For like 20 minutes.
I bet it smells really good.
It does smell good.
It's a butterbeer. I know there's all these videos where people recreate the butterbeers from Harry Potter. You know, they do a bunch of cool stuff with it.
Yeah,
Pretty
whoever
good.
has this on the regular is privileged. Jeez. Oh man, this is delicious, man.
Good
It's
holiday drink.
You took a stick of butter, melted it, but it's not disgusting.
I think you can even do if you put some whipped cream on it and mix it up in there in a big stein.
And I got 4 of them, so the princess and Adam can have them too.
Butterbeer.
Save me for myself.
All right, guys, enough with the butterbeer. Let's get back to the comics.
Never enough.
Never enough.
Let me tell you 5 reasons why to get the butter. No, let's go.
Exactly. All right, guys. So let's kick it off with this list here. I think this week we only had 3 books out of the 5, so we skated a little bit on there. I think I actually would rather like to have the books that we didn't have, unfortunately, because they're pretty cool. But rewind a little bit. December of last year, Disney Plus was putting out a new show, and what was that show called? Hawkeye, which was a Christmas special. So there's a lot to do on this list with the good old Hawkeye show, which I thought was very, very good. Zach could do this all day, right?
Fantastic. I could do this all day.
But the first book on the list is Avengers 19 from 1965. Silver Age goodness. You got Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, the original team, working on this great book here. But this little key here is the origin of Hawkeye and the first appearance of Swordman.
Swordman, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Swordman. I don't know. I think it's Swordmaster. No, Swordsman. Swordsman. Yeah, Swordsman. And like I said, last year at this time they got the Hawkeye TV show got introduced, came out, and we got introduced to Swordsman on the big silver screen. This was the little screen, but just killed it. Nobody really liked Swordsman before, and Andy Dalton, kind of came out and stole our hearts, and everybody was in love with this character, and everyone's just looking for this book everywhere. And he did a great job because they kind of made it seem like he was going to be the villain, and Kate Bishop didn't trust him, and it turned out her own mom was the villain, and that Swordsman was actually kind of the good guy, but just a little goofy, didn't know how to be that stepfather type character.
Right.
Yeah, just great stuff. And in the comics, there's a lot of good stuff attached to him. I think at a certain point he marries Mantis. And then he gets killed in a King incident, in one of the books. So I think he didn't die yet. So I think there's a lot of good chance we could see him again later. But this book got really, really hot, crazy hot, really hot. And now it's probably taken a huge dive because we haven't seen our good friend Swordsman in a while. So Zach, what do you got to report on this great Avengers key?
So it's very hard to find in a high grade. So I had to go all the way down to 8.5, which is not that bad. 8.5 is basically the 9.4. Of the Silver Age,
That's
really.
Point, yeah.
And so a year ago, for 8.5, selling for $615. It sounds pretty reasonable, right?
Yeah.
But now it's down to $300. Half.
Ooh.
Range 300 to 620/90. Average 480. This is not a bad book to get for your run of Avengers. I don't think it's going to be like a super big key, but I think it's not a bad deal right now. I think it's going to consistently go up. It won't be like tripling or quadrupling or 5 tripling. I don't know what's 5. There's quad is 4.
Quintuplet?
Quintuplet. It doesn't
If you
matter.
know, leave it in the comments.
Please help me. I need to learn. I need to know. I would say this is a decent book to get for slow investment purposes. Probably about a 10% increase a year on average. It's not going to be low 100% increase, but not bad book.
I don't think we've seen the last of him either. I think he's got room to show up again.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Wasn't he Better Call Saul too? That's good. I think so. I think the actor was in that TV show.
I only seen part of the first season.
Oh, okay.
So I won't know.
We'll have to finish it up. All right.
Per usual.
There's more Hawkeye keys on this list. And our next one is Marvel Team Up 95 from 1980. And this is actually a Frank Miller cover, and believe it or not, written by Stephen Grant. It's kind of interesting. Isn't that the same guy that like Moon Knight's alter ego?
I think so.
But this key got really hot because it's first appearance of Bobby Morse as Mockingbird. So pretty cool. And in the comics, Bobby Morse at a certain point is Hawkeye's wife, and everyone kind of speculates that Hawkeye's wife in what we've seen in the MCU so far, she's been around for a while, since like Endgame and even I think Age of Ultron and whatnot. She showed up originally, but a lot of people have been speculating on the fact that she could be Bobby Morse at one time, and I thought we were going to get that, and we didn't quite get it. And this book got really, really hot because everyone thought it was a for sure deal because she had the whole watch thing going on, and she kind of alluded that she was sort of a spy
for S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah, for S.H.I.E.L.D. at a certain point, and then they just kind of let it go. We didn't get to see what happened, and this book got crazy hot. And don't forget though that her real first appearance is in Astonishing Tales 6, which is that Khazar Doctor Doom multi-tale, which that book was pretty cool too as well. And there's a Mark Jeweler in this book to boot, so keep an eye out for that. Zach made a really good move on this book about a year ago. And he'll probably explain a little more of that to you right now.
Yeah, I decided I don't really need this book in my collection. I really liked it. I knew that this was going to drop, so I sold it for, I think, about $800.
A 9.8, yeah.
A 9.8 for $800, right? Well, prices a year ago, about $750. Now, $383.
Yeah, his plan was to buy it back.
I'll get it eventually. Range is 312 to 900. Average is 588.70. It's pretty decent deal. It might drop a little bit more, but I don't think it's going to ever get under 300. This book is such a nice cover. It's never going to go under 300.
I didn't know it was a Frank Miller cover for a while.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I wouldn't even think.
Thanks, Las Cruces, for telling us earlier.
I wouldn't think you'd done a cover like that, but I'm wrong. Sometimes. I think this is a great book to get. I think it's going to go back up to that 900 mark in a reasonable amount of time. So it's more of a 10% increase per year on average. So I would say that would be a good investment book. I think Mockingbird. I always want to say Mockingjay. I think Mockingbird is bird. Yeah, is the word.
Bird. Yeah.
Okay. I think she's coming back. I think she's going to be probably within the next couple years. She's going to be brought in as Mockingbird. I think this is a fantastic book to get. I think this is a good investment. Really good.
Yeah.
And it's bronze.
And it is actually, it's really hard to sell a book on the high and rebuy it back on the low stuff. It's easier said than done.
I think, 1973's end of the Bronze Age?
This is 1980.
So this is copper.
It's a 1980.
It's modern. 80. It's a forever modern era.
All right, guys, let's see. Next book on the list. We'll drift a little bit away from our good friend, the Hawkeye TV show, but this is, we got Contest of Champions 2015, that Paco Medina and Al Ewing creative group on this book. And I know this is a really big spec book for the princess. She has many, many copies of it. But this is an important book because it is the first appearance of White Fox, who's a Korean shapeshifter, is her powers. And it's also a first guillotine who wields a magic sword as well. I'm not sure how important that character is, but I can tell you White Fox is muy important. And she's been a lot of things in the last, 6 or 7 years. So started out in like New Agents of Atlas after this, Contest of Champions, New Agents of Atlas. She's also a major player in the Death of Doctor Strange series that came out, which I think is why she got such a big boost a year ago, was because of Death of Doctor Strange. She was actually fingered as one of the killers and then turned out not to be. Am I not supposed to point? Fingered? Oh, not that kind of thing. This kind of the pointing. And then now she's now even kind of in charge of Tiger Division. So she's not like leading the team, but she's kind of like what was in Charlie's Angels? Who's the guy in the background? I guess Charlie, but she's kind of the person behind the camera. Yeah, so she's even important even in this. Chocolate? So great book. I don't think it's going away at all. And a couple ones to keep on the lookout for. There's a Frances Yu cover that's a 1 in 25 that's expensive because she's on the cover, and then there's a Mark Bagley 1 in 25 that is not very expensive because she is not on the cover. I don't know if I'd be hunting for that one as much as I love Mark Bagley. And then Ron Lim has a connecting covers that are really great that go along with this. And Princess will tell you there's also a hip-hop cover that goes along with it that is, I think, The Liquid Sword by GZA. Did I say that right? I didn't say it right.
RZA?
Not the RZA.
Not the RZA.
But Zach will tell you if it's a good time to get Contest of Champions. I think it's always a good time to get Contest of Champions, but Zach will tell you.
A year ago, it was selling for $229.50. Now it's selling for $66.98.
What? Prince is getting on her phone right now.
Range is the reverse. 66 at $229, average 133. I mean, $60 for a big key like this in a 9.8. I mean, you just have to decide what version you want. You gotta decide what.
There's a lot of good ones.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not even sure if cover A is the best one, but it looks good, obviously.
With Maestro on the cover. Yeah, I think it's a decent deal. I think it's really good. It's a new book, so it might take a little bit of time for it to pop up, but I think it's a fantastic deal.
Yeah, I'm specking hard on Tiger Division, guys. Get everything connected to Tiger Division right now while it's cheap, because I think it's gonna blow up as a good story. Really good story.
Tiger.
All right. Let's kick it out. We haven't done any DC in a little bit. Let's do a DC book, shall we? I don't think we have this one either, right? No.
Somewhere in my mountain of books.
Somewhere in the mountain of comics. But this is New Teen Titans, #1 from 1980. Got the great George Perez doing the cover and Marv Wolfman doing the writing. Oh. And this is a cool book, underrated book for sure. But you have... let's see. First, Grant Wilson, who is turns out to be the Ravager later on, but most importantly, it's the second Teen Titans team being put together, and it's the second appearance of Starfire, Cyborg, and Raven, 3 of Zach's favorite people on the planet, on the made-up planet of the DC universe. Really cool. And this book was getting hot, a year ago. We all learned that George Perez was not doing too well, and a lot of books connected to him started to get really sought after. People were trying to get things signed and taken care of before his passing. And this is one of those books, and I think it's still a great book, even though after all this stuff has happened, and a very underrated book. I mean, second appearance of those 3 great characters that we've seen so much of, like just in all the cartoons that have gone on. You have like Teen Titans Go. There was the one before that was a little more anime style.
That was Teen Titans, yeah.
Yeah, that was also really cool. Plus, a lot of people are speculating on things that James Gunn's going to be doing in the DC. I haven't heard anybody say anything about Teen Titans, and I think that would be a very cool live-action show to do. It may be hard to do Raven live-action, but it would be cool. It would be cool. Or Starfire would be really hard live-action, too. But, I mean, they had that nice bit of funny, between Cyborg and Beast Boy, and even Robin's kind of goofy in that whole that whole aspect. I think would do really well.
That dynamic trio.
But, how is New Teen Titans doing today, Zach?
A year ago, it was doing very good at $519.99 for a 9.8. Now it's $372. Not too crazy of a drop.
But it's a good price for a book like that.
It has been as low as $174.50 to as high as $699.99.
$700.
Range, or not range, that was the range. Average was $465.02. I would say this is kind of like a wait and see if it goes a little bit lower, but it's packed full of second appearances, so it's not a bad deal. And it's like I said, George Perez cover, so
good George Perez.
Can't go wrong.
Well, most all of them are good, anyways. But it's hard to pick the best one because there's so many good ones.
Yeah, pick which ones you like. You won't be wrong.
Yeah, and we all know in the comic world that DC has not hit its stride yet. So it's like anything you buy from them at a decent price, they eventually could go Marvel pricing. Eventually. We all hope that they do.
They're still waking up.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. And last but not least on the list, we have Captain Marvel, number 16 from 2004. This is the Barry Kitson and Peter David doing the work on this cover. I love this cover. It's so awesome. I love the white borders on the side. But this is first cameo appearance of Phi Lavelle. And she's kind of like the clone daughter of Marvel, the original Captain Marvel. And that's kind of how they do things. I think all their children are some form of clone version. They didn't actually procreate the good old-fashioned way. They kind of all got cloned, so to speak. But very cool female character. And there's some pretty good speculation going on because last year in December they announced that she could possibly be coming out in the Guardians 3 movie as well. And it was by the same people that announced that they were going to be doing Adam Warlock in the Guardians 3. And we know how that turned out. So pretty good chance. She's had some cool stuff going on. She's romantically connected at a certain point to Moondragon, who's Drax's daughter, which I think is a good chance if they're going to replace Drax. It would be with his own daughter. Would make sense if you haven't seen her already in another character. And then at a certain point in the Annihilation story, she actually becomes Quasar. And with Quasar, they got the whole Negaband kind of thing going on, where when they tap those, they switch bodies. And there's actually supposed to be some stuff going on with the Marvels movie. It's supposed to be a version of Freaky Friday, where they're actually going to be switching bodies between the cosmic area and Earth, between the different characters. So be a good chance she could show up in that one as well. I mean, it's already jam-packed with the other 3 Captain Marvels, but you could always use the 4th one, And she sounds like a really cool character. And more importantly, though, Zach, is it a good time? Don't forget also 17 is the full first appearance, so it's another book to look out for. Actually, a little bit more valuable than 16. I bet they both dropped as well.
Yeah. Captain Marvel 16 and 9.8 it was a year ago $429.99, and now it's $199.99. Range $199 to $429. Average $279.32. There's only been 6 sales, so it's this book doesn't come up on the market very often. So there's a lot of people that are specking on this book a lot. I wish I knew more about this character to give you more of a for sure buy or don't buy. It's not a bad book. It's had a pretty good range, so it does have a lot of interest in it. So I'd say it's like a 50-50.
It's confusing when you try and get into the story too, because then you have Janice Vell too, who's the brother of her. It's also the clone son of Marvel as well, which is kind of confusing. And then their names are really similar, and then I think they actually date the same people. I don't know. It gets confusing. It's kind of the whole thing's a little weird, but cool characters though.
All the Vels are the same. Every single one of them, because they're clones, right?
They're a clone of the DNA. Oh. I don't know. They're a mixture between 2 people, though. They have a mother and a father, but they're cloned DNA versions of them. It's interesting. Plus, Marvel was a female character in Captain Marvel, not a male character, right? Yeah. In the movie, so...
could they be butt babies?
No. that only happened...
a butt baby in Peacemaker.
Zach thought he was a butt baby for a long time.
Zach, no wonder. I was so ugly. Anyways,
we're getting off topic.
I think the best book on the list.
What's your number one pick?
In my opinion, it has to be the Marvel Team of '95. I think that one will have a very, very good gains. For I think over a period of time you're gonna have it. But if you want a quick flip, Contest of Champions.
Princess agrees. She's about to get on her phone right after this and pick one up for $60.
That book today might be $66. Tomorrow, $120. It could be.
All right, guys. That's going to wrap up the show. Don't forget, this Wednesday, we got another live show coming at you. Some more goodness. Do Comic Book Day, Mystery Box. We're all hanging out. When we get closer we get to Christmas, we'll get more festive as the time goes on. And if you like seeing these drop lists as much as we like doing them, all you got to do is hit that subscribe button, and then right after that, hit the like button. Then you can hit the notification bell and leave us a comment. We love to hear how you guys did on the drop list this week. A lot of you guys let me know books that you were not speculating on or speculating on, and it's all fun. It's all awesome to hear your guys' opinion. And more importantly, let us know what you guys thought about the Hawkeye TV show from last year, because I gave it a thumbs up. I thought it was really good. It was Fun to see Yelena Belova in there to mix it up, and I thought Kate Bishop did a really good job in that TV show as well. Definitely a breakout character, and I love seeing Jeremy Renner hang on as Hawkeye. I don't want anything to happen to him, at least for the time being.
At least for the time being,
right?
Something will though.
And Zach, you got anything to take us away?
Well, yeah, sure. How you do that is you have to be detectives in a story, and sins happen all over the place, and bad things, and then you get to a point where you find a box, and you're like, "What's in that box?" And it just turned out a bunch of comics, a bunch of graded comics that you're like
head.
That you just revealed. Well, we don't know. They never showed the head, so maybe it was a box of CGC comics. Oh, that might have been cracked.
They're all cracked.
No.
All right.
That's how you get those. Wait, don't get those crack games.
No, either kind. Until we see you next time, guys. Stay safe and remember.
What's in the box, Gabe?
Get up.
What's in that box?